Most people think talking about their goals makes success more likely. They announce their business ideas before they're built, share their ambitions before they've taken shape, reveal every step of their plan in search of encouragement, validation, or accountability. It feels productive. It feels like progress. But throughout history, strategists, military commanders, negotiators, and power players have followed a very different rule. The more important the objective, the less they reveal about it, because the moment people know where you're going, they can begin preparing for your arrival. And once your intentions become predictable, so do your weaknesses. The question is, why does revealing your plans often make you easier to stop than easier to succeed? Most people believe sharing their plans is a sign of confidence. They announce their next business venture, talk about the promotion they're pursuing, reveal the project they're building, explain the goals they're determined to achieve. On the surface, this seems harmless. Sometimes it even appears beneficial. Friends offer encouragement. Family provides support. People congratulate them for their ambition. But beneath that positive feedback lies a hidden risk that many never consider. The moment you reveal a plan, you surrender control over information. And information has always been one of the most valuable assets in any competitive environment. Throughout history, successful strategists understood a simple principle. The less your opponents know, the more freedom you possess. The more they know, the more opportunities they have to prepare. This principle extends far beyond warfare. It applies to business, politics, negotiation, leadership, and even everyday social dynamics. Because every plan contains something valuable, Dix rented it, priorities, timing. Once those elements become visible, they can be analyzed, predicted, and sometimes disrupted. Most people assume obstacles come from direct opposition, but opposition is rarely the only threat. There is another danger that often goes unnoticed. The danger of expectation. The moment people know your plans, they begin forming opinions about them. Some will support you, others will doubt you. Many will project their own fears, limitations, and insecurities onto your objective. Suddenly, your focus is no longer entirely on execution. Part of your attention becomes occupied by managing reactions, explaining decisions, defending choices, responding to criticism. This creates a subtle shift. Your energy moves away from building the outcome and toward managing perception. Powerful individuals understand this trap. They recognize that attention is finite. Every moment spent explaining is a moment not spent executing. Every conversation about the goal consumes energy that could have been invested in achieving it. This is one reason highly successful people often appear secretive during the early stages of important projects. Not because they are paranoid, not because they distrust everyone, but because unfinished plans are fragile. Ideas are vulnerable before they become reality. A plan in its early stages resembles a small flame. It requires protection. Too much exposure can extinguish it before it has the chance to grow. History repeatedly demonstrates this principle. Military leaders rarely announce their strategies before acting. Negotiators rarely reveal their strongest position immediately. Businesses rarely disclose major initiatives before they are prepared to execute them. The reason is simple. Secrecy preserves flexibility. The moment a plan becomes public, options begin disappearing. Expectations form, commitments become visible. And every visible commitment creates pressure. Pressure can be useful, but it can also become restrictive. Because circumstances change, new information emerges, strategies evolve. People who reveal every detail often find themselves trapped by their own announcements. Instead of adapting to reality, they feel compelled to remain consistent with what they previously declared. This creates another hidden weakness: predictability. And predictability has always been dangerous. The more accurately others can predict your actions, the easier it becomes to counter them. Competitors prepare, critics organize, opponents position themselves. What could have been a surprise becomes expected. What could have created momentum becomes easier to resist. But perhaps the most fascinating reason people reveal their plans has nothing to do with strategy at all. It has to do with psychology. Because in many cases, people are not sharing plans to gain assistance. They are sharing plans to gain emotional satisfaction, and that satisfaction may be quietly undermining their progress. In fact, there is a psychological mechanism that explains why talking about your goals can sometimes reduce the very motivation needed to achieve them. And once you understand how it works, you'll begin seeing why many powerful individuals stay silent until the results are impossible to ignore. The psychological trap begins the moment a goal is announced. Most people assume talking about an ambition increases commitment. Sometimes it does, but it can also create a dangerous illusion of progress. When people share a plan and receive admiration, encouragement, or recognition, the brain often interprets that social reward as evidence of achievement. Nothing has actually been accomplished. Yet psychologically, part of the reward has already been received. The applause arrives before the result. The recognition arrives before the work, and that changes behavior. The urgency that should have been directed toward execution becomes partially satisfied through attention. This is one reason many people love talking about their future success more than building it. Talking is immediate, execution is difficult. Talking creates admiration, execution requires sacrifice. Talking makes people feel important. Execution often requires long periods of invisibility. Powerful individuals understand this distinction. They do not confuse attention with progress. They understand that results and recognition should arrive in that order, not the other way around. This mindset creates a significant advantage. While others are discussing what they intend to do, they are quietly doing it. While others seek validation, they seek momentum. And momentum is far more valuable because momentum compounds. Every completed action strengthens the next. Every small victory creates additional leverage. Over time, this creates a gap between those who talk and those who execute, a gap that becomes impossible to ignore. But there is another reason revealing plans can make you easier to defeat. It provides others with time to react, time to prepare, time to interfere. Throughout history, surprise has been one of the most effective advantages available to any strategist. Not because surprise guarantees victory, because it forces others into a reactive position. The unexpected creates confusion. The expected creates preparation. Once people understand your intentions, they gain the opportunity to position themselves accordingly. Competitors begin adapting. Critics begin organizing. Opponents begin searching for weaknesses. What was once a private objective becomes public information. And public information rarely remains neutral. People analyze it, discuss it, challenge it, sometimes even sabotage it. This doesn't require enemies. It only requires visibility. The more visible a plan becomes, the more variables become attached to it. Opinions, expectations, resistance, pressure. The complexity increases. The individual who remains silent avoids much of that noise. They preserve flexibility. They maintain strategic freedom. Most importantly, they keep their attention focused on execution rather than explanation. This is why many influential people seem to appear out of nowhere. The business launches, the acquisition happens, the career breakthrough arrives, the opportunity materializes. To outsiders, it feels sudden, but it rarely is. What appears sudden is usually the result of years spent working beyond public attention. Years spent building without announcing every step. Years spent protecting the objective from unnecessary interference. The public sees the outcome. They rarely see the silence that made the outcome possible, and that silence is often misunderstood. People assume it reflects secrecy. In many cases, it reflects discipline. The discipline to prioritize achievement over recognition. The discipline to remain focused when validation is available. The discipline to let results speak before words do. The more people know about your plans, the more opportunities they have to predict, judge, influence, or resist them. That doesn't mean every goal should remain secret. It means important objectives should be protected until they are strong enough to withstand attention. Because attention is not always an asset. Sometimes it is a liability. The most effective strategists understand a simple truth. Plans create possibilities, results create reality. And reality never needs as much explanation as intention. Think about a goal you've achieved that nobody knew about until it was already done. Did working in silence make it easier or harder? Share your experience in the comments. Because sometimes the greatest advantage isn't having a better plan than everyone else. It's refusing to announce it before the game even begins.